So, I want to talk about Dogman. I haven't seen any. Live in a semi-wooded area. Hope to God never see one. But watching Matt Squatch and Dogman Encounters and Paranormal Roundtable, and they made some really good points. Um, just if they're in the area, probably don't mess with them, right? Don't be a repeat offender. Don't track them. I was talking to a couple guys to work with about them, and they don't think I'm nuts or anything. But you have to. This one guy I work with, he was camping a lot. He does a lot of backpacking, that kind of thing. And I sure as heck don't want him to, go out in the middle of the woods and get in some trouble with these things around. So I was telling him about him, gave him the Cliff Notes version, some basic stuff, and I think he'll be okay. But telling him the basics, look out for like dead sounds, like wildlife goes mute, that kind of thing. It can be scary stuff. Like he's backpacking up in the UP and Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and that can be some dangerous stuff if you're not prepared. They could be watching him the whole time. He would never know. Let me give you a look at the property here and show you what it's at. So I live just west of Danville, Illinois, not too far from Kickapoo State Park. But there's a river that runs through the Vermilion, heads south, and it leads all the way down to the Wabash. The Wabash leads directly down all the way to the Mississippi. Hey Gizmo. Good dog. Having said all that, let me give you... Okay, if you're looking around, it's a lot of woods. This is my wood line. I work like 13, 14 hours a day. So when I come home, it's pretty late, about 9:30 at night. I've yet to see anything, thank God. And I really don't want to. But this is, there's a wood line about 40 yards plus past where I actually live. And I haven't seen anything down here. I found a turtle shell. Nothing out of the ordinary, but, take a look at this. It's a lot of wood line. There's actually a ravine down here. You can see where someone's been clearing brush. Or have they? Yeah, so here's the Gizmo, say back. Do you see all that? And then there's the trail, deer trail. It's past. If I can point it out, about right there. So the deer trail is, it goes east or north to south. So who knows what's back there? Hopefully nothing. I haven't seen or heard anything out of the ordinary, so I'm lucky in that sense. But just goes to show you, even though I live near like a metropolitan area, the woods are closer than you think. So be careful. Don't be a moron. Have a backup plan. Have a backup plan. Have a backup plan. Don't antagonize them. If you hear something or whatever, be on guard. Be vigilant. They're more than likely not going to break in unless you piss them off, I would think. And that's the case. You don't have a 450 SOCOM, a shotgun, and anything else you can use against them. But I've been thinking recently about the tactics of how to defeat them. You want to set traps? Nothing, everything that's within bounds of the law, of course. But maybe like some kind of, I don't know, like pressure sensitive thing where like a flare goes off to at least give you like a heads up. Tin cans on a string, stuff like that. At night I always shut my shutters so nothing could look in, just in case. But yeah, you just have to be self-aware. Gizmo. He's a puppy. He hasn't barked really at anything out of the ordinary. Nothing else is weird in the area as far as I know. There is a road that goes to my 12 o'clock, and it goes to my 3 o'clock, and it goes down the hill. It's even more of a recessed, wooded area. I've heard a weird story around here some years ago, but it's like third-hand knowledge, so I don't know how truthful it is. But basically, this moron was drunk and driving, and going down the hill. This thing chased him. So it was at least as tall as his Jeep. Ran on two legs, and he was terrified. Don't know what the story is. Might be Bigfoot. There's a BDRP, I think, has a couple sightings around here. One from 2015, I think. I've yet to see anything. It doesn't mean there isn't anything. But just, situational awareness, guys. Have a plan. Say if something were to encounter here, I'm gonna barricade myself in, I got a cell phone, I got Wi-Fi. Unless they're smart enough to disconnect the power, I should be able to get something out. There's neighbors to my left and right. So I should be fine. But don't go looking for these things if you don't actually want to see them. I'm curious about them as anyone else is, and I think they're fascinating. Having said that, I don't go looking for them. If I see one, I see one. Who knows? But anyways, I'm off. It's the weekend, and I figure I'd share that knowledge. Question mark? Anyways, you guys have a good weekend. Bye.